Welcome everyone to the Incredicast Podcast. Welcome everyone to the Incredicast Podcast, the second race of the playoffs, the ISM Connect 300 at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Kyle Busch shares an M&M's with the LOBSTAH of Loudon, and welcome everyone to a very special podcast. It's not really that special, but Dr. Reliant D is with us for this one. Isn't that great?
It sure is. Happy to be back.
Yep. And this week
as usual.
This week is kind of dry, I would say. But you know, it's our job. We gotta talk about it. We gotta get it done. Truex dominates stage number 1.
Shocking.
A shocker. A shocker to all of the playoffs. The sleeper of the playoffs. We didn't think that would happen. Surprisingly, though, in stage 2, we had a huge crash with the 3 and the 4. The 3, for some reason, I guess he got tight and just flew into the 4 and spun him around. Collects Truex. Dale Jr. backs up into Truex, so that kind of smashes this car in. Not really that great for the rest of the race. And then who else got in that?
Kurt Busch.
Busch
drove right into the smoke. You know, not his fault. He couldn't see. But still, he drove right into the 4, damaged his car, and you know the 4 also got damaged from that as well. So,
which last week we was talking about how he would be okay as long as he doesn't crash. Well,
yeah. Well, oops.
Let's not say that about the 4 this time.
Well, the 4 is still currently okay. Those cursing words are not going to come from me about what he needs to do next week, but he's currently okay. He is 5 points. He's 25 points. Currently ahead of the playoff spot. Well, tied right now.
Yeah.
And that is the 17 car, Stenhouse Jr. and the 3 car. Stenhouse has a win, well, 2 wins actually. He's currently ahead of Dylan. So
everyone kind of said that Stenhouse was not making it. Steve Letarte said it, Rick Allen said it, and everyone said it. So, and now he's in contention to prove them all wrong. So we'll find out in the next race. The goal would be beat the 3, beat the 31, don't make mistakes.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it's not that hard to beat the 3 and 31.
Yeah. Which actually, we talked about how those 2 cars are tied. Newman is only 1 point behind them both, so we technically have a 3-way tie.
Yeah. And stage points
31.
Stage points is going to become a big virtue now. So it's like, be the guy to get the stage points out of that group. Be the guy to get a little bit of a jump. Don't try to be like, okay, we have to win the race now since they got stage points. So.
Oh yeah. Like a top 10 stage finish for any of those 3 guys is going to be huge coming up at Dover.
Yeah.
But
even if it is just 1, any point helps.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But to come back to New Hampshire, the very exciting race that had things that no one knew would happen, like Truex domination and Kyle Busch domination. But to add to something that we have been discussing all year long, Toyota though has really been dominating, and it's kind of shocking to say that, and I'm not being sarcastic for once, because they're not dominant at the restricted plate tracks. They're not dominant at the short tracks. They're not dominant at mile and halves, even road courses. They're dominant everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere we go, they are the leading cars. First, second, and probably third.
Which, I mean, they said that they wasn't that great at the beginning of the year, but they were still dominating those races. They just wasn't winning them. So,
yeah, exactly. Which Truex, he's always been winning. We just had that Joe Gibbs racing slump where Kyle Busch had all those issues and Hamlin couldn't win, and but yeah, Toyota as a manufacturer, as the leading cars who drive Toyotas, are doing incredible on every single track across the calendar this year. So,
which, with Brad Keselowski's comments, like he said that NASCAR is letting them get ahead so much, and it hasn't happened since like the 1970s. And depending on what you think on that, I think NASCAR will try to level out the playing field a little bit. I don't think the Toyotas will be as dominant next year, but definitely still dominant.
Probably still dominant. I mean, the top difference between now and the 70s is in the 1970s, it was the sport called NASCAR. Nowadays, it's the business and the company and the show called NASCAR. So,
well, you would think, since it's a reality TV show, they would at least make the races a bit more exciting.
If you like the two or not, if you like Toyota or not, if you like Ford or not, fact, Toyota is paying NASCAR the most money by far out of any other manufacturer. A lot of other evidence you could point to how that could be true because of Toyota's programs. Fact, Toyota sponsors a lot of stuff in NASCAR.
Even the video
games.
Yeah.
The game, all these events, NASCAR events.
In the game, there's like a Toyota logo everywhere.
Exactly. And yeah, there's a lot of evidence that you could say, you could point to and say, yeah, probably that's true. But at the end of the day, we don't know for sure. But, it's pretty much there.
So do you think NASCAR should limit their spending on like their R&D, you think?
Yes, of course they should.
Yeah.
Like Toyota, Ford, Chevrolet, all the manufacturers should have the exact amount of spending, budget, and not go over that. And there should be serious penalties if they do. Problem is, it's a business, and there's always corruption in businesses like this.
But if they spend more, they're willing to pay more.
Exactly. So, I wish it was 1999 or 1998, early 2000s. We could talk about real racing, but
yeah, I don't really think the people owning NASCAR right now, I don't think they really care about the ratings as much as they should, because the ratings are going down.
They really should. They are not going down. They are plummeting.
Yeah.
They are falling desperately.
I think
worse and worse.
Jeff Gluck said this past race was the worst ratings race since 2000.
Yeah. I mean, not really a lot you can say about that.
Yeah.
Because it's not shocking, which NASCAR is taking away their stands from all these racetracks. Charlotte, turn 2, stands is gone.
Yeah.
Turn 3 and going into turn 4 at Atlanta is totally gone. Darlington lost a lot of stands. All these tracks are losing grandstands, and NASCAR is like, Monster Energy, we're paired together, great partnership, things are gonna be great. Stop lying.
What do you have in store for us, Mr. Monster Energy? Well, here's a great thing. Stages. Yeah.
Exactly, because they're trying to make it more interesting and bring new things so people want to stay, but it's pushing away their fan base.
How about we level out the playing field and make it where the Chevys and Fords can actually dominate a race if they want to?
Or how about
stages?
Or how about we don't have any domination?
Yeah.
What? Which, at the end of the day, no one talks about this, but Monster, happy about how they signed their 2-year contract. Is it a 3-year contract? And they want to get out of it early.
Yeah.
That's a thing. And also, no one talks about it. At NASCAR, had an asking price of about 40 to 45% higher than what Monster offered them and what they signed to. So, NASCAR's current situation is not on the rise. We can say that for a fact, but going on to Dover, Editor, who do you have picked to win the Dover playoff race this coming weekend?
Well, in the past races, we have picked the winners in both playoff races so far, and they've both been
Congrats
Toyota.
To us, by the way.
Yeah, we've been on our game lately, so
we had such a horrible streak, and then we had 3 in a row just like that.
Like every person we picked crashed, and it was crazy, and it took us I want to say at least 8 podcasts to at least pick one winner. And that was our first top 10 as well. So, but this time, I am looking to get back to victory lane since Dr. Reliant D won last time. I am picking the 48 of Jimmy Johnson to go on and end the dominance of the Toyotas and go on a streak. Shocking, right?
Could happen. Yeah. Well, no, out of everyone who's not a Toyota who could win at Dover, I would put the 48 for sure in the top 5, probably top 3. Yeah. The 48, which Chad Knaus is like the mascot of this podcast. Try and see what he's doing, and you won't ever know. But he's always got something cooking in there. When he's quiet and when they're not doing good, that's when you know that he's going to do something. Sandbagging is a popular term that we've used to describe the 48. Because again, Chad Knaus and the whole 48 team, they are smart and they know that they're in already. So their current need to push real hard isn't high at all. They don't even have a need to push real hard.
Yeah. They usually have a race that's like, okay, we're here, we're still in this, and then they just go on the win. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah. For me, my pick for Dover is going to be the 42 of Carl Larson. Again, I just don't see it getting abnormal when it comes to winners. I see the 70 being strong. I see the 20 being very strong coming to Dover. See, you can quote me on that. I see the 42 sailing to a win.
All aboard the Larson boat.
Maybe. Which is the 48 again. As we get closer and closer, and also deeper into these playoffs, be on the lookout for the 48.
Oh yeah.
Because that organization, they're always doing something. Whether they have the dominant car like they had first 5 years of their 5 championships in a row streak that we've seen, or they're like last year sometimes when they didn't look strong at all. Be on the lookout for the 48.
Yeah, I remember last year when I went to Charlotte, I was like, we're probably not going to get to see Jimmy win again because, like, every time we went, Jimmy won. So it was like, okay, this time he's not going to win. So we're pretty hyped up about that we're going to get to see a new winner. And then Jimmy wins. And
Yeah.
so that's been the story. So, guess what, guys?
Yeah, which is the same here.
Guess what, guys? We're going again.
Yeah, which is the same for me. Last year, I had the privilege of going to the Martinsville race, and everyone was talking about the 11 and the 2 car, and something happened, and the 48 won. So. So.
But yeah, I'm really scared about going to the Charlotte race because of the Toyota dominance thing, but
Yeah.
anything can really happen. We saw that last year.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But you can't really talk about Charlotte until next week, but but yeah, that is this week's podcast, and look out for the 48 and the 42, and we'll see you next week for the Dover podcast. See you guys.